Good evening and welcome to Hughson, California, the site of the NorCal 4AA bowl game. Here's the Hughson Huskies play host to the St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs in a battle for the NorCal championship. Winner will move on to the state championship. A couple of high-flying teams set to get ready to battle here at Husky Memorial Stadium in the Central Valley. As we'll step aside momentarily, we got the national anthem set to get underway. We get ready for kickoff between the Huskies and the Mustangs on the NFHS network.
I would encourage people to take college classes while they're still in high school because most dual enrollment classes are free.
Get a head start at a California community college. With dual enrollment, earn college credits while you're still in high school.
Dual enrollment is such an important thing and lifesaver.
If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Check with your high school or community college counselor today. Save money and earn your college degree faster.
There's a lot of things in this world that will get in your way, but there's nothing that you cannot do.
Enroll now at icangotocollege.com.
Here at Husky Memorial Stadium, the 4A NorCal Championship game featuring the St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs from Petaluma, winners of the Redwood Empire League, the North Coast Section Division 7. Defending state champions are the St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs, taking on the Hughson Huskies, who are the three-time CIF Sac Joaquin Section champions. And we got a flyover here with a helicopter going over Husky Memorial Stadium. The Hughson Huskies winning their third straight section championship. They won a state championship 2 years ago. Last year lost in this very game here on the NFHS network, and I was on the call alongside my partner, Jeremy Hurtado. I'm Mario Ramos, pleased to be with you here on the NFHS network. Micah Ramos, our cameraman as well. And Jeremy, again, a couple high-flying teams. Houston at 13-0, St. Vincent De Paul 12-1, and if you like signal callers, boy, do we got something in store for you tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You got on one side of the ball St. Vincent De Paul, team that I got to see earlier this year in some 7-on-7 action up at UC Davis, led by their quarterback, number 5, Gabe Casanovas, getting looks at by Nevada along with other schools. He's on one side of the ball, and then, of course, on the other side of the ball, the Houston High, Robert McDaniel, who recently, yesterday, flipped his commitment from Arizona to UCLA. So should be a great matchup between those two guys. Can't wait to see how this plays out.
Huskies get the ball first. We've got a little pooch kick over to Houston. And this one fielded and returned by Lincoln Souza, taken to about the 35, 34-yard line. Is where the Houston Huskies will take over. You mentioned their quarterback, 4-star quarterback Robert McDaniel, who, like you said, up until yesterday was committed to the University of Arizona. Flipped that commitment on signing day there to the UCLA Bruins. And he'll be in the shotgun for the Houston Huskies. Robert McDaniel with 3 wide receivers. At the top of your screen as they motion Malachi Sumter. And they're going to give this one off to the running back Eli Wilbanks. Tries the left side. Wilbanks breaks an arm tackle. And it takes a host of Mustangs to bring him down out near the 46-yard line. It'll be a nice second and short here for the Huskies.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, we talk about all this high-flying offenses. And what do? You cannot run the football, right? I mean, that's part of coaching. Everybody thinks, hey, we're going to see teams throw the football around, and I'm sure we will. But, hey, do something they don't expect on the first play, and you pick up 9 yards. You got to love that if you're a signal caller. Chance to take a shot here if you want.
Well, they're not expecting the run. They haven't been checking the tape. Eli Wilbanks with over 1,000 yards. Looked like Malachi Sumter was playing Canadian League football. Got himself a head start on that one.
Absolutely, and that's one thing you can't have the self-inflicted penalties and special teams look to be the two keys tonight, in my opinion. When you got two teams that are evenly matched or seem to be evenly matched, watch out for those self-inflicted rooms, and then special teams making a big play could determine that it's a factor in this game. And right away, you go from 2nd and 1 to 2nd and 9, or 2nd and 6, rather.
And back up the Huskies 5 yards. Our first call of the evening from our referee, Marcel Avila. We'll get to him in a second. 2 receivers to the bottom, and now Sumter motions to the slot. McDaniel looking over the middle, now flushed out of the pocket. And he's going to run out towards the sideline near the 45-yard line, so it kind of takes it back almost where they had it before the penalty. He was being pressured out there by Rob Brooks, the defensive tackle for the St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs, a Rice commit. Got 8 sacks on the season. He was looking for another one right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And he won the most valuable player of the year in the Redwood Empire. So that's one of those things that don't usually go to an offense/defensive lineman, so you know he's got to be a dude if he comes out and wins that award.
There he is, shifting to defensive end here on 3rd down and 3, standing up. Looking to bring some pressure on McDaniel. He's got 4 receivers, and quick hitch right over the middle. That's Lawson Aviles coming over and having a nice season after transferring from Pittman High School. He picks up a nice 3rd down catch, keeps the chain moving for the Hughson Huskies.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a great job of just sitting down over the middle, finding a place in the zone, and showing your number to the quarterback. McDaniel hits him right over. Easy first down completion and conversion for the Mustangs, or for the Huskies, rather. And Huskies, let's talk about it right away. We're all black tonight. Last couple weeks, they've got the white helmets on. You've done a couple games with them with the white helmets. Come out tonight all black. Traditional look for the Huskies.
Using all black with the yellow and white trim. St. Vincent De Paul all white with the red trim. And handoff on 1st down. And it's Wilbanks again trying to break some tackles, but that was tough sledding. It's going to be a hard-earned yard for Eli Wilbanks. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, and a good job there by the defense coming up, reading that, seeing the run. Now, when you see that and all those linebackers fly up to the run, don't be shocked if we see a play-action pass coming soon. Hey, fake that handoff. Look to hit the big tight end, number 10 for the Huskies, Max Menkins, over the middle.
Yeah, a lot of weapons at Robert McDaniel's disposal. Max Menkins, the tight end, chief among those. Committed to the Air Force Academy is Max Menkins, as again they motion out Sumter here on 2nd down, and had an issue with the snap, and we got a pre-snap penalty. Once again, it looks like it's going to go against the Huskies.
Yeah, one of the offensive linemen went down into his set as the ball was getting snapped. If he would just sat there, he'd been fine. He didn't have to move. Don't have to get set into a 3-point stance, but he did as the ball was getting snapped. That's automatic. Easy call there for the officials.
Again, the official, Marcel Avila, our referee. He was best friends with my neighbor growing up.
Oh, there you go.
He
Little
used
connection,
to
huh?
hang out with this dude all the time, watching big games on TV, and here we are both doing a NorCal bowl game. Pretty cool stuff.
Absolutely.
The Huskies get back to the line of scrimmage here on the 2nd penalty.
I will say, if Hughson loses this bowl game, they might not invite you back next year after what happened last year. So just saying.
Avila is now in motion, back across the formation, now shifting again as they try to get it to him. A nice play made on the edge defensively by Jack Ellis, using that 6'5" frame and that wingspan to get an arm on that one and bat it down.
Yeah, Ellis, a 3-star defensive end / tight end prospect from Jack, also getting looked at by Utah State UNLV. So that's one of those things. I mean, you're gonna hear us say that a lot. There's a lot of guys on both these teams getting looked at by schools or committed to schools. And when you get to the bowl games, you kind of expect that, right? That's the situation. You got teams that are really good playing against each other. And now, big play, 3rd and long. Let's see what the Huskies dial up here.
Nice compliment to Rob Brooks on that defensive line. I have a guy like Jack Ellis on the other side. They're looking to bring some pressure here on 3rd and long. 3rd and 13 from the Hughson 49. Daniel in the shotgun, being pressured, sidesteps some of it. A couple Mustangs trip all over themselves. And McDaniel unable to get rid of the football, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield. Play made by Hudson Kensick. It's about the 3rd Mustang to get to him, but 3rd time's the charm on that one is Kensick able to get the sack, and his teammates are loving it.
No, absolutely. That's a huge stop on 4th down for St. Vincent De Paul, the Mustangs, because you come out and you hear all this stuff about the high-flying Hughson offense. You come out and shut them down in the first drive of the game. Now you get a chance to put the ball in your quarterback's hands. You should have pretty decent field position as well.
Back to return this one, Asher Stolarczyk for the Mustangs, standing at about the 28-yard line. Kicked away by Bryce McDaniel. Stolarczyk picking itself at 23, breaks a couple tackles, looking for the sideline. And pushed out of bounds there by Colt Foss. And you got a Husky slow to get up at around the 20-yard line. Nice return of about 15 yards for Stolarczyk. Take it out to the 38, where St. Vincent De Paul will take over for the first time with their three-star quarterback, Gabe Casanovas. Casanovas, 145 completions to 200 attempts, 70% completion percentage this season, 2,500 yards, 34 touchdowns, to 3 interceptions. Also has 90 carries for 750 yards and 9 touchdowns on the run. So a dual threat at quarterback. He's got 4 receivers. He takes his first snap, gets it out quickly. They set up a screen, and there's some blockers and a whole lot of space. Look at him go. That one completed. I believe that's Chaput's going to take this one to the house. Touchdown, St. Vincent De Paul. They strike first, and they strike in a big-time way as they get themselves on the board with a 62-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great job by George Chaput, like you said. But the block that sprung it, out there doing the work, Jack Ellis going out there, making a big play, getting out in front of that bubble screen or tunnel screen, and then it was off to the races. Bye-bye, he gone down the sideline, and that's a quick answer by the Mustangs.
George Chaput, junior wide receiver, taking the quick screen. Like you mentioned, that block from Jack Ellis just kind of sprung them in the early going, and Hughson trying to play catch-up, and they could not catch Chaput, who gets the Mustangs on the board. They get themselves aligned here for the extra point.
Yeah, they came on that swinging gate just to see what you're going to do about it and then adjust. As long as you see it on film, you can make the adjustments.
Tyler Cellu to kick this one away, or to kick the extra point. Nice snap. And Cellu missed that one wide to the left. Looked like your golf shot there off the tee, Jeremy.
Absolutely.
Shanked that one to the left. And so it's going to be 6-0 St. Vincent De Paul. Pretty efficient offense right there. One play, one score. They lead this one 6-0 in the Division 4A NorCal Bowl game on the NFHS Network. Welcome back on the NFHS Network alongside Jeremy Hurtado, my color commentator. I'm Mario Ramos. The scoreboard just turned off here at Husky Memorial Stadium, so we got to fix that right there.
Mustangs scored so quick it just turned the lights out, right?
Yeah, the Mustangs broke the scoreboard in one play. He goes 62 yards to the house. The screen pass from Gabe Casanovas, to George Chaput. Went 62 yards for a touchdown, and we got, again, a delay on the field.
We got to talk. I mean, we talked off air. Mustangs came out. You usually script. Most teams do the first couple plays. That's a perfect way. You sit there and you're like, okay, we'll get 5-6 yards. All of a sudden, one missed tackle, and it's down the sideline to the house, 65 yards for a touchdown. I mean, you can't script things any better than that. After the Mustangs, you get a stop on defense. You go out one play and get a score. Now, let's see. Hughson got to respond. And hey, the Huskies, this is normal for us. We get down early, no big deal. We're not scared. Hey, last week they were in a tight one up north at Hughes Stadium and came out and pulled off the victory in the last second. So behind, that's no big deal.
Kind of old hat for the Huskies. We mentioned they've won 3 straight section championships. They won those 3 section championships by a total of 3 points.
Yeah,
and 1-point victories in all of those, including the latest one in which they went for a 2-point conversion down the stretch after scoring a touchdown and went for 2 to try to win it, and they converted on the McDaniel to Mankins pass. As the clock is back up and running, that play, again, breaking the scoreboard momentarily, but we're back. It was 12 seconds, one play, 62 yards from Casanovas to Chaput as we get a little chip shot down to the left side, and this one's going to angle out of bounds near CIF Deputy Commissioner Will DeBoard and his old colleague Joe Cortez of the Turlock Journal. So you're Hughson. It's kind of like in a basketball game, Jeremy, when you're working really hard offensively, you get a shot, you don't get a bucket, and all of a sudden the team leaks out and they get a quick, easy layup, right?
Yep.
Seems like what St. Vincent De Paul did on that one. They held defensively, and then, like you mentioned, one quick play, and they were able to get themselves into the end zone. See how Hughson responds, down 6-0 here with 7:35. They're going to take over at their 35-yard line. Give this one to the fullback, Colt Foss, on first down. Pick up about 40 yards. Takes this one near the 39-yard line.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't expect Hughson to panic. They've been there before. It's only the first quarter. Nothing to get out of your offense about. And you're a high-scoring offense. You expect to score points. Realistically, you figure, hey, we're probably going to give up some points. It's not a big deal. Give it up one score now. Got to go on defense and fix that next time you have the ball. But, go back, do what we do. There's no reason to panic.
On 2nd and 6, McDaniel under center, offset I formation. They hand it to the fullback once again. Out across the 40 to the 41 is Colt Foss. Gain of 2. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. We were here a couple of weeks ago, and we saw the Huskies go exclusively under center and in the I formation. Of course, it was raining pretty consistently that day here in the Central Valley. That was in their section semifinal game. You see conditions pretty much ideal for December football, right? 51 degrees, nice and cool. In Central Valley of Hughson, California, just about 10 miles southeast of Modesto. St. Vincent De Paul making the trip from Petaluma. A 131-mile drive down here. They got the Huskies backed up on a 3rd and 4. McDaniel trying to get them across the line on the hard count, and now he's going to call a timeout. With the play clock winding down. Looked like they almost had an opportunity there to maybe draw a free 5 yards.
Had a guy up there front move, or the nose guard move, but apparently he didn't get into the neutral zone because you can't get back in high school. Once you get in there, you're done. Okay, unlike college or NFL, you don't have to move the ball. It's if you're there, you're there, right? And so one of the tricks that some coaches, not going to say who, might do is they come over and they'll tell the official, hey, watch them. They're going to jump here. We're going hard count. Watch them. And then once they move, they usually just throw the flag. Okay, they move. We're good. I'm not going to say which coaches do that, but that's just one trick coaches might do to work with sideline officials. Just give them a heads up. Hey, we're gonna go on a hard count here, just in case you see something. Conversely, it works the other way. If your guy moves, and they obviously know your guy moved, and there you go. But
I know these coaches aren't going to leave anything unturned. You got head coach Trent Herzog with the Mustangs and Coach King of the Huskies, both state champions.
Great coaches, too. I mean, that's great guys. So
on 3rd and 4, option. They give it to Will Banks. Well read and well played in the backfield. C.J. Perez, an absolute junior stud for the Mustangs, showing why as he gets in the backfield and brings down the ball carrier.
Yeah, and basically no gain on the play. They mark him right about the same spot. Now Hughson has to come out and punt again. So right now, 2 defensive stops for St. Vincent De Paul. Now, special teams had a decent return last time for the Mustangs. Let's see if McDaniel can get off a better punt and kind of force a longer field.
Daniel standing at the 28-yard line. Stolarczyk standing at the 26. And Bryce McDaniel, nice line drive kick. Got a hold of that one over the head of Stolarczyk as it angles out of bounds right at the 11-yard line where they're going to spot this one. So 5:18 here in the first quarter. St. Vincent De Paul. The Mustangs leading 6-0. They touched the ball one time. Here they come out for their second snap offensively. You mentioned Casanova's having quite a season. Got a wide receiver, a senior wide receiver, and Ty Nickens has had himself quite a season as well.
Yeah, he comes in the game with 33 carries, 577 yards, 10 touchdowns. He's a junior getting looks from UNLV and Nevada. First team all-league wide receiver for Mr. Nickens. So I can't wait to see him get the ball in his hands and see what he has in store for us tonight.
He split out to the bottom of your screen as Casanova's again got 4 receivers on 1st and 10. Man in motion. Casanova's looking for Nickens over the middle and overshot him. Had a lot of space there as they isolated that side of the field. And coverage out there for Hughson by Bryce Williams, but Nickens had a step and had some space.
Yeah, great play design there. What you did is you fake that screen that you just went to the house. You pump it, and then you try to go backside. Had the guy open, just overthrows him. If he hits him, it's another house call for the Mustangs. Instead, it brings up a 2nd and 10.
One guy we haven't mentioned thus far, Mason Cataregli, the running back for the Mustangs of St. Vincent, junior running back himself with over 1,000 yards on the ground, 1,200 yards from rushing for the Mustangs. He's to the right of the quarterback on 2nd and 10. Going to run a little speed option with the pitch it out to. Actually, they pitch this one to Cataregli, and he cuts it back upfield. Able to get across the line of scrimmage to the 15-yard line, gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, I think we got a flag, too, on the play.
Yep. A sideline warning on St. Vincent. Just the warning on this one, so it is about a 4-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down. We come under 5 minutes here in the opening quarter of the Division 4 NorCal, Division 4A, NorCal bowl game. Chance of defense from the home crowd. Casanova is on 3rd down and 6, stepping up in the pocket, able to elude some pressure. Now flick of the wrist over to Nickens. Nice catch. What touch by Casanovas, and Nickens pointing the direction of the 1st down as he takes it out past the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, and there was a lot of contact downfield there between receivers and the DBs on both sides. I thought maybe there might be a flag. Instead, no call. 1st down for Mustangs. And again, great job of just staying alive back there with the quarterback, waiting for his receivers to get open, and then finding Phillips. Oh, was it Ellis? I'm sorry.
Nickens.
Nickens, okay.
Nickens.
Nickens, sorry.
You're good. Nickens now at the top of your screen. You got 3 receivers at the bottom. In motion, Edwards Phillips, and they hand it off to him. Edwards Phillips now cuts it upfield. Edwards Phillips now, he's gone. Look out, trying to be chased down by Sumter. Sumter with an arm tackle, able to get to Joseph Edwards Phillips. Joseph Edwards Phillips takes it to the 15-yard line. And a big-time gain there for the Mustangs. They get a pickup right there of, that's 49 yards. We do got a flag way back here by the line of scrimmage. Looks like this one's coming back. You got 2 Huskies back here.
Yeah, so probably some kind of backside.
Yeah.
I would assume. They call
Personal
it
foul.
Conduct, personal foul. Wipes out the big run by Phillips. But Phillips, the 6'1", 190 on that jet sweep, shows you he's got some athleticism. He's also a 2-sport athlete.
Yeah.
He's a pitcher and outfielder for the baseball team. So you can see that they got weapons all over the place due to the Mustangs.
Personal foul penalty, going to bring it back for St. Vincent De Paul. Big-time penalty. And it wipes out a huge play there from Phillips. I mentioned on the jet sweep, he got that north and south pretty quick. A nice cut up field. It's going to bring up now 1st and 20. Back to Hughson, California. We apologize on the NFHS network. Technical difficulties as we move into the 2nd quarter. 11:15 in the 2nd quarter. We got a play thus far in this quarter, and it was a completion as Will Banks tries to hurdle a linebacker and got clipped up enough to bring him down. Ellis with the tackle. He's had back-to-back tackles. We got a flag out there. Ellis seems to think that one's going against Hughson. Seemed to think it was going to affect the way he was trying to make that tackle on Will Banks, who hurdled him. Got a little oohs and ahs from the crowd. Another guy's drawing a little oohs and ahs from the crowd is Robert McDaniel. He's completed a few passes out to his receivers. And Malachi Sumter, Lawson Avalos, and Max Menkins all getting 1st down catches here in this drive. Take a look at the penalty call. Personal foul penalty against the Hughson Huskies. And guess who doesn't like that one, Jeremy? The Hughson fans.
Everybody on the black and yellow. Yeah, that was pretty predictable, right?
Yeah, none too happy with that. personal foul penalty on the block. It's going to move them back 15 yards, and instead of a first down from Eli Wilbanks on the hurdle, you got second down and 13 from their 41. You go back into Hughson territory here for this second down. Daniel play action, rolls to the right, a lot of time, taking a shot, looking for Sumter. Sumter looking for space, comes back to it, and that one knocked down by Joseph Edwards Phillips, who has been all over the field thus far for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and he threw that one up in the double coverage. That was one of those things you just like, hey, I'm going to throw it up, and I'm going to trust my receiver is going to make a play or he's going to knock it down. If he looked out to the left, the running back, they faked the handoff to number 21, Wilbanks, was hanging all alone over there by a couple linemen saying, hey, what about me over here? But sometimes those quarterbacks get in the head, hey, this is a shot play. I'm going to take the shot. It doesn't matter what happens defensively. And instead, they go for the long ball.
Hughson taking a shot downfield, comes up empty, brings up third and long. Avila's in motion. 2-by-2 receiver set. Try to get it out to Avilas. He wasn't looking. This one's picked off, and this one could go all the way to the house. Into the hands of Stolarczyk. Stolarczyk making a cut, and McDaniel brings him down inside the 10-yard line. Look out. There's a flag on the return. So it looks like it's going to be Mustangs football. But again, pass intended for Avilas. He wasn't looking for it, and Stolarczyk had his eyes in the backfield, able to get that easy interception.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of those things you're going to watch once you win the game, if you're Hughson, and then you watch filming tomorrow. Oh, again. So the great field position, little worse, but still, I think St. Vincent will take that, having the ball.
Yeah.
Still, but what that guy was going to say, running back, you called it great, never even look for the ball. He was running the wheel route, and we teach our receivers, hey, you're going to run that 5-yard look, because if I'm in trouble, I'm going to throw it there. And he didn't. He just turned upfield, and it was just easy pick. And it should have been a pick six. Great play there by McDaniels to get up there and make the play. And now let's see if the Mustangs can capitalize.
At the Hughson 33-yard line, where the Mustangs from St. Vincent will have it up 6-0, 10:26 here in the second quarter. In motion, Cataregli, and Casanovas was trying to get upfield. We've got a pre-snap whistle, and it's going to be a false start on St. Vincent.
Yeah, and right now St. Vincent's is the only thing stopping St. Vincent. They had a big play down the sideline, called back. A big return, you get a blindside block, called back. Now it's first and 15. I mean, right now, Hughson's saying, hey, thank you, because they'll take any way to slow this machine down that they've been up against so far here in the first half of play.
Yeah, for Hughson, you're probably lucky that it's only 6-0 at this point.
It should be 21-0 easily. So it's one of those things where the Mustangs got to clean things up.
Following the penalty, first and 15. Split backs with Casanovas in the backfield as they motion Edward Phillips out of there. Play action, Casanovas keeps it himself, cuts it back upfield. Four Huskies bring him down at the 34-yard line. Second down and 11.
Yeah, safe call there. You go two backs, you fake the scissor trap, and then your quarterback just takes it, almost like a quarterback counter almost, and you just go ahead and you run that ball, play it safe, and you don't have to worry about giving it to anybody else. You just leave it in the hands of your trusted quarterback.
Second and 11 is the band striking up a chord right in front of us here at Husky Memorial Stadium. Offensive line getting set. It's Casanovas. Again, fakes it to the running back. Gets this one quickly out to Ellis. Ellis upfield with the first down. Ellis a little extra as the Mustangs on the doorstep of the red zone. He takes this one to the 21-yard line. As Ellis, again, he's got that big 6'5" frame, but once he gets going upfield, those yards start coming in chunks.
Yeah, another great job out there on the edge, blocking by the receivers for the Mustangs. They did a real good job of, if I'm not getting the ball, I'm going to find someone in the opposite color jersey, get between them and the ball carrier. And they do a great job of just creating lanes for their ball carriers to run through.
Getting chilly out here at Hughson. You can see the breath from these offensive linemen as they break the huddle On first down and 10. Edwards Phillips in motion. Fake the give to him. Casanova's a lot of room on the left side, trying to make a cut on the safety, and he's brought down. Tackle made at the 6-yard line, made by Malachi Sumter. Another good run by Casanovas. It's going to be first and goal for St. Vincent.
And again, it's just quarterback run safe. And you can see that's why he has almost 730 yards rushing.
Cataregli near the end zone, chopped down right at the goal line. Nice tackle. You got one. No, he's official signaling second down, but he had both arms up. I thought he was signaling a touchdown. He's signaling second down. It'll be second and goal from the 1. Mustangs hurry to the line again. They give it to Cataregli. Right side, he is in. Touchdown, St. Vincent.
Yeah, his 24th rushing touchdown of the season for Cataregli. That's big boy numbers there. I mean, that's a great season. That's 2 great seasons in one for the St. Vincent De Paul Mustang running back.
Mason Cataregli, the junior running back, punching it into the end zone. Punching into the end zone from 1 yard as he's able to get in there. As the Mustangs, again, with a lot of momentum here to start. 12-0 as they again try the swinging gate play for the extra point. Now going to line up in a more conventional fashion. Cataregli just scored the touchdown. Out there to hold for Tyler Chelu, the senior kicker. Another pre-snap whistle. It's been the same official over here, too, that's called all of them. I've noticed.
You know, sometimes guys get a little excited to throw their flag every now and then. And now I think St. Paul going to go for 2. Instead, they throw the block out there, say, well, we're going to go half the distance. We might as well go for 2. Hey, I'm going to bet the house here that Cataregli is getting the ball again.
Just punched it in from 1 yard away. They'll have it again from about a yard away. And they try the same play. Cataregli on the right side. He's pushing the pile forward. And he gets himself into the end zone. And he's hollering up to the heavens as they get themselves a 2-point conversion to make it 14-0. And with 8:04 in the second quarter, the St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs leading the Division 4A NorCal Bowl game on the NFHS Network to lead the Huskies 14-0. We're back on the NFHS Network. The Mustangs with another little pooch kick following their second touchdown. 1 yard touchdown run from Cataregli as this one chipped over to, that's Brandon Switzer on the reception. Switzer taking it to about the 38-yard line. That's where Hughson have it with 7:57 here in the first half.
Yeah, and this is almost a must-answer drive here. It's
for sure.
8 minutes left. You're going to get the ball back to start the second half. So this is one of those chances where you start looking already, hey, got to score here. Maybe get a stop, get the ball back, and score at the beginning of the second half to kind of even things out. But right now, the Husky Nation looking for something to cheer about over here on the sideline.
Yeah, Hughson won the toss. They received. Did not score. St. Vincent De Paul scored on their first play as we got another pre-snap penalty coming from this side again. And it's going to be a Mustang who apparently is over the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the corner lined up off sides.
It's going to be 5 yards for the Mustangs, or against the Mustangs. 5 yards for the Huskies.
That's one thing that's gone against the Mustangs so far, the penalties. They've had a lot of them. able to overcome them so far on the offensive side, but 1st and 5, never a situation you want to be in, especially against the Huskies here, where you might see some kind of double move, shot play here, try and get the momentum back early. And if you do, look for it to go to number 13. He had a huge game in the section championship game.
It's Bryce McDaniel, the quarterback's brother, who's at the bottom of your screen, trying to run a pick play for Lawson Aviles. McDaniel was looking that way. Now he's going to go to the other side and escape pressure to the right. He's got a first down, a lot more on the sideline. Finally brought down, and it's going to be out of bounds. It's McDaniel, a little slow to get up. And they're calling for some assistance out over on that other sideline as he was taken down in the lower extremities. They're out on the sideline, and folks on this side of the field, we're on the Hughson side, our broadcast booth, not too happy with that play as he got a personal foul penalty. Probably going to go against St. Vincent De Paul.
Yeah, but that's huge. I mean, that's your guy if you're the Huskies, and him on the sideline over there not getting up, and his brother instantly taking his helmet off and looking at it. That's not a good sign.
Again, Robert McDaniel, the 4-star quarterback, out here on the sideline. He's going to hop up, and there you see on our screen, you got Brandon Switzer, the backup quarterback. There's McDaniel trying to make his way over.
That's good. That's positive there.
He's able to jog off under his own power, which is, a great sign. And Brandon Switzer was taking some snaps just in case.
Well, he's going to come out for at least a play, right? Yeah, and then have to come back in. But that's one of those things, I mean, especially last game of maybe your career, home career for sure. Don't want to see it end early with an injury. Hopefully he can walk it off, get back in there, and lead the way for the Huskies.
I was following a nice play, a pickup of 33 yards and on the ground for McDaniel, as he's able to take this one into Mustang territory. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 24. With Switzer under center. Switzer gives this one to Eli Wilbanks, puts it in the belly of the running back, who takes it near the 20-yard line out to the 21. And Hughson again thought that there was a little post-play activity. No foul on that one. As you could hear the boo birds descending right here at Husky Memorial.
Yeah, and here comes McDaniel back on the field. So hopefully it was just like a rolled ankle or something like that. And he's like, I'm all right. Sometimes they'll scare you more than it hurts you. And we'll see if he can stay mobile now.
Heavy formation, 2 tight ends. The receiver tight end, Wilbanks, puts a shoulder right into the defensive back there. Ty Nickens came up, tried to make a tackle in the run game. Made the tackle, but he might have paid the price for that one.
I was going to say, he might not have gotten the delivering the blow there. And one of those things that can happen, too, is you haven't had anything really go right for you, Hughson, offensively. You get that blow to your superstar, and everybody oh, it's a late hit, this and that. Kind of gets you, okay, hey, let's go play ball now. Let's go. They just took a shot at our guy. Let's go and ramp up the intensity a little bit and see if they can punch us in and really get things going for the Huskies.
Tight end Menkins to the left of the formation, 3 receivers to the right. McDaniel looking for Wilbanks on the wheel route, cuts and makes 1 defender miss and gets it out near the 10-yard line. It's going to be a Hughson first down. 1st and goal for the Huskies. They're knocking on the doorstep, trying to get themselves on the scoreboard. They're down 14-0 this offense. Starting to get themselves rolling a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And good job there by Hughson, just pushing the ball and like I said, getting a little bit of extra. Now, 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Let's see what McDaniels and Coach King have in store.
McDaniel still looks like he's kind of feeling the effects a little bit on that ankle. He's got Wilbanks standing to the left side of him. He's got Menkins one-on-one going to the corner route. Menkins, what a catch! Reaches up and makes a spectacular play on a jump ball, and it's a Hughson touchdown.
Absolutely, one-on-one coverage on that side, and you throw it up to your big guy, let him go get it. And that's exactly what the Huskies needed. Get on the scoreboard, 5:40 left, get a chance to cut the lead in half.
Big-time players making big-time plays in big-time games. Max Mankins, he's won himself a state championship already. He knows what it takes. Trying to get back there for another crack at it. McDaniel throws him a jump ball. And Mankins at 6'3", going up there and snagging that one out from the grasp of the DB. And the Hughson touchdown is their extra point. Splits the upright. And that kick made by Noe Pacheco as Hughson gets themselves on the scoreboard. It's 14-7. St. Vincent De Paul leading Hughson in the Division IV AA NorCal Bowl game on the NFHS Network. Welcome back on the NFHS Network. Mario Ramos alongside Jeremy Hurtado. We're here in Hughson, California, named after Hiram Hughson, who came around here in 1882 as part of the San Joaquin Railroad. Named this stop Hughson after one Hiram Hughson. And here we are playing a Division IV AA NorCal Bowl game between the aforementioned Hughson squad, the Huskies, who just got on the scoreboard, now trailing 14-7 against St. Vincent De Paul. The Mustangs making their way from Petaluma. Got the first 14 points of the board. And now it looks like momentum wearing a little black and yellow as this one batted by a Mustang, and now a lot of space for the ball carrier Stolarczyk. It was initially hit by Ellis, and Stolarczyk picked it up, thought he was going to go down, and he's like, wait a minute, I might have something here.
Yeah, Stolarczyk did a left, right, left, and then all of a sudden there was, hey, there's an opening. I'm going to go ahead and shoot through that. And
thought he was trying to
get scary for a moment there if you're a Hughson fan. Then all of a sudden the troops come and bring him down. But, yeah, great job there by the Hughson offense to answer now. Let's get a stop by the Hughson defense and make this a football game here if you're a Huskies fan. If you're St. Vincent De Paul, you're like, hey, just keep doing what we're doing. We score here, get the ball back, score again, and really put some pressure on the Huskies.
Nickens, lone receiver to the bottom, three receivers up top with Cataregli here with Casanovas. In motion, Phillips trying to set up a screen out here to Cataregli. Pretty well set up. Cataregli's got the sideline and a first down. Able to get that one near midfield. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. I like everyone else around here looking for flags, but
I was waiting for it because there was a backside block again out there by a receiver for St. Vincent, and I was waiting for the flag, and it didn't come, and I was like, all right.
A nice pickup on first down, a gain of 12 to Cataregli on the pass play. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 49. Roll the quarterback to the right, a quarterback sweep. Trying to cut it upfield, but Casanova is going to take it just to midfield. 1-yard pickup. Colt Foss, Carlos Guizar on the tackle for the Hughson Huskies.
Yeah, good job there by the defensive line of the Huskies to get upside there and read that and just kind of run with the offensive linemen as they rolled out to their offensive right, defensive left. Plugging up all the holes, not leaving anywhere for the quarterback Casanova to go.
Coming up on 4.5 minutes to play here in the first half. St. Vincent will have the football to start the second half. And like you mentioned, they'd like to double up right here to get themselves some points before halftime. And try to leave Hughson with this little time left on the clock to get themselves some points. And here's Edwards Phillips, fly sweep, left side, cuts it upfield and breaks the leg tackle. Nearly shed another one. Tackle ultimately made by Cesar Ramos, and it was a touchdown saving tackle because he was the last line of defense out at about the 26-yard line where Edwards Phillips finally landed.
Yeah, and that's again that jet sweep. We saw it earlier, got called back after it was a gain of about 60 yards on the play for the legal block that time. Good job of blocking out front by number 2, Ty Nickens, springing the way down the sideline for Phillips. And quickly, Mustangs threatening here with 3:52 left to go.
St. Vincent with all 3 of their timeouts. Hughson with 2 timeouts remaining. 1st and 10. Screen to the right. This one's Ellis. Ellis, again, the recipient of good blocks. One man to beat. He beat him, and he's into the end zone. 26-yard touchdown, St. Vincent.
Yeah, absolutely, and you called it. It's blocking outside. That time it was Tyler Shalou out there making the great block and just creating a lane for the receiver to go through. And again, like I said, that's one of those things, it's not just happening. Obviously, they practice that a lot. They teach it. Hey, you're not going to be the guy who gets the ball this time. Go make a play. We'll get you down the road. And these guys have obviously bought into it well.
That's a numbers game right there. You got 3 guys out there. All right, 2 guys pick up a block, and you got one-on-one. Ellis able to make that guy beat that guy, able to beat that guy and get himself into the end zone. 26-yard touchdown pass from Casanovas. Second touchdown pass of the evening for him. Extra point away from making it 21-7, and this one is up and good. Shalou able to knock that one through. 21-7, 3:33 left to play in the first half of the Division IV AA NorCal Bowl game. The road team coming in here and taking it to the Hughson Huskies. The Mustangs lead this one on the NFHS Network. Back on the NFHS Network, Mario Ramos alongside Jeremy Hurtado, man of the motherlode himself. Michael Ramos along with us here on the cameras up in the booth at Husky Memorial. The Hughson Huskies down by 2 scores, 14 points. The deficit is the Mustangs got themselves another passing touchdown. Casanovas to Ellis on a 26-yard screen. As this one kicked over to the backup quarterback, Switzer. Switzer trying to spin out of a tackle, and now the pile moving its way out to the 40-yard line. It's Ellis, who just scored the touchdown, out there with the special teams tackle. This St. Vincent De Paul team, a roster of 32 kids, so a lot of guys are going to be playing offense, defense, special teams. The enrollment of the school, 170 kids, and part of the Redwood Empire League in the North Coast section. Making their way from Petaluma, little over a 3-hour drive, probably a little bit more if you get stuck into some of that Bay Area traffic.
Right.
Hughson, pretty good field position at their 40-yard line, taking over here with 3:25. And here's a good carry from Will Banks. Able to break a tackle and kind of stumbles for a first down out to midfield. Nice carry for Will Banks. Pick up 10 yards and 1 carry. He'll take that every time as Will Banks move the change for the Huskies. They'll have it at midfield.
Yeah, did a good job there. Frankie Monticello had a chance to make a play there. Nobody blocked him. And a great job there by the running back, Will Banks, just making a miss and picking up 10 yards afterwards.
Will Banks, the junior running back. As the Mustangs are going to take a timeout here with 2:55 remaining. We'll stick with you here on the NFHS Network. 21-7. Now both teams will have 2 timeouts remaining here in the first half. Once again, the Huskies won the coin toss. They elected to receive. So the Mustangs will get the football to start the second half. And just having scored, Jeremy, I mean, they might even think about doubling up again, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you get a quick stop here, absolutely. You're thinking, hey, maybe we can go get another one. It only took, 3 plays last time? They've had a 1-play drive score, a 3-play drive score, so.
Yeah. 4 plays on the last one.
Okay, 4 plays, and then the one before that, the middle one, I think that was only 5 or 6 plays as well. So
5, yeah.
It hasn't been a long, sustained drive by the Mustangs. They've been able to chew up yards and quickly. So one thing to be aware of if you're Hughson here.
Back to play as we come out of the timeout. First down and 10 at midfield. A little stutter step in the backfield from Will Banks. Tries the right side, takes it to about the 47-yard line. It'll be second down. Second down and 7.
Yeah, and to that point, if I'm St. Vincent's here, if I get a good play here on defense, I might call timeout and say, hey, let's use one just to give us a little bit more time, force them into the third down situation.
And Houston's been in this situation. We mentioned having to come back and pull out some victories, but you don't want to consistently find yourself in that spot as McDaniel pressured, sidearm, tried to get rid of it to Menkins. He had Ellis in the backfield, Rooks in there as well, forcing some pressure on McDaniel, who again
I was going to say
doesn't look completely right there on that left ankle. He seems to be favoring.
Yeah, he kind of booted out, and then it was, I can't get out of here. And he's shaking his head now. I don't know. You got to love the want to, but at some point, maybe it's not the situation to play him, and you have to make that decision at halftime if you're Coach King, and that's one of those ones you never want to make.
And also, too, right, part of the play calling operation here. He's running to the sideline each and every time. And a little extra on that ankle as he's out in the shotgun. 3rd down and 7. Clock stop with 2:14. Now starts up again as he takes a shotgun snap. Gets it out quickly in the flat to Bryce McDaniel. Makes one man miss. Still shy of first down yardage. He's going to remain shy as he's brought down now past the 45 to about the 43-yard line, but it's going to be a few yards short of the first down. It'll bring up a interesting 4th down call here for Coach King as the offense looks like it's going to stay out there on the field.
Yeah, I think you got to go for it here, and I'm a little shocked that St. Vincent didn't take a timeout there just to kind of save a little bit of time. But we'll see how this plays out. If you stop them here on 4th down, you have your 2 timeouts and about 1:15 left. So,
they don't need many
play.
plays to get it going.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, huge opportunity here for both teams.
So 4th down and 4. Clock rolling now under a minute and 30. 4 receivers for McDaniel on this 4th down. From the 44. Looking to his left. And this one's batted up in the air and picked off. Intercepted for the 2nd time. As that one is caught by Hudson Kensick. Is batted by Ellis, who just had a touchdown pass and brought some pressure a couple downs ago. What a ball game he's having as he tips that one a mile high in the air. Hudson Kensick lets it fall right in the breadbasket.
Yeah, and that's bad to worse there. I mean, you're giving the ball back to St. Vincent's, and it's on your side of the 50-yard line. So
at the 49-yard line of Hughson, 2nd time that St. Vincent will take over in Husky territory following an interception. Do so with a minute 13, and we got a timeout taken from Coach King right before the snap. He was right in the ear of the officials on the sideline. Didn't like the alignment defensively, so he's going to take a timeout. With again, it was a minute 13. Yeah, they took a couple seconds off the clock, but it should be 1:13. So we'll see if they give them the 2 seconds back. Coach King taking his 2nd timeout. And again, Hughson putting themselves in a tough position. 21-7, they're down with a minute 11. St. Vincent De Paul, chance to put themselves in phenomenal shape. If they get themselves a score here again, they get the ball back to start the 2nd half.
Yeah, absolutely. Only 49 yards away. So, I mean, 2 timeouts, plenty of time to work with. Desperation time almost for Hughson right now. You got to make a play if you're on defense.
This home crowd, if it wasn't for the band right here, and you wouldn't be hearing much noise coming from this side of the bleachers. These folks were pretty rowdy to start the ball game, and again, they've kind of been subdued somewhat, and this Mustang squad helping to do that definitely, as they got a couple of interceptions on the defensive side. They befuddled this 4-star quarterback in Robert McDaniel, and they got their stud quarterback taking a low snap right here on 1st down, giving it to Carter Regley. He takes it out to the 45-yard line, a gain of 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, not really much hurry right now by St. Vincent. They're going to huddle up, so maybe they're just content and saying, hey, we're going to go ahead and go into the locker room with a lead. We know that. Let's not get too greedy, but we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
40 seconds and ticking on the game clock. From the shotgun, we go out to the boundary. Catch made out there by Joseph Edwards Phillips. Able to shake off a couple of defenders and get himself out of bounds. They stop the clock with 26 seconds.
Well, they eventually stopped the clock. Yeah, I got it at 33, but we'll see. We'll see if they put some time back on the clock or St. Vincent takes a timeout too.
Yep. So the Mustangs take their 2nd timeout. So both teams will have 1 timeout remaining.
We'll
see what they do with the clock situation. Again, I thought there was a few more seconds. They got 25 on the game clock right now, but we'll see if they change that. Jeremy Hurtado and Mario Ramos with you here. Jeremy, color man. I'm with you on the NFHS network. Michael Ramos doing our camera work. Again, St. Vincent took their first play from scrimmage, 62 yards. It was a screen pass to Joseph Edwards Phillips, who took that one to the house. They got a running touchdown from Mason Cataregli. And the Huskies were able to answer a 9-yard touchdown pass from McDaniel to Menkins. And St. Vincent able to respond with that one with their own touchdown as well. As
I think someone on the St. Vincent De Paul sideline might have to talk with the officials during the timeout, and they might be adjusting things here. We'll see as the white hat comes to the sideline.
Marcel Avila, he was looking for Coach King. He was trying to find him. We'll see what happens with the. I think they're gonna. Might be keeping some of the time up there by themselves because they're gonna have 25 on the game clock as they get back to action. They go over to Nickens. Nickens, did he have it? He does. Oh my goodness! How did he come down with that? What a catch by Ty Nickens!
Wow!
Moonshot there from Casanova's down on the sideline. Nickens able to leap and come down with that one through traffic. Quickly to the line and spiking this one are the Mustangs. Flags come out. And it looks like you might have a procedure penalty on the way they were lined up. And it is going to be an illegal formation on the Mustangs. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
Okay, so brings up a 1st and 10, basically, from the 10, 11-yard line. 1st and goal from the 11.
Yeah, it'll be 1st and goal right outside the 10. Mentioned at the 11-yard line here for the Mustangs. You got 12 seconds on the clock, which
so 3 plays.
Is unofficial, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Again, we thought there was a few more seconds, and they did have someone from the Huskies sideline run up to the scoreboard here, so we'll see if they do add more time. But right now we got 12 seconds, 1 timeout for each team, and we are trying to get that clock adjusted is what this. Oh, the drums.
Yeah, you can play up until the snap or right before the snap, and then you got to stop.
Gotcha.
So.
Now the crowd trying to act like drums. As we got, again, 12 seconds. 1st and goal. Casanova's stepping up in the pocket. Wheel route to the running back. Cataregli overshot him. Hughson kind of onto that. You got 3 guys in that vicinity. It's going to take an absolute perfect pass. And again, Casanova is not necessarily willing to risk it there. Willing to play another down with 7 seconds remaining.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of those things. If it's not there, just throw it over his head. Let it go to bounds. We got at least 1 more play, probably 2 left to try and score. You still got that timeout in your back pocket if you need it.
Husky fans again rising, making noise at 2nd and goal. Our press box is shaking a little bit too. It's pretty cool. Casanova's in the gun. Looking for Nickens, 1-on-1. Down the boundary and out of bounds. Again, just overshot the intended target. He had a step out there on Sumter.
Yeah, that was the same play. It was the same wheel route. You're just looking to get it again. And now you got 3 seconds left. Interested to see if they bring out the field goal unit or they're going to go ahead and try and put it in the end zone. Field goal kicker so far 0 for 2 on the season. So I'm going to bet that they probably go for it here, but we'll see. Remember, they could always line up, and if they don't like the look,
they are
call a
lined up
timeout.
to kick it.
They absolutely are.
Are lining up to kick the field goal, and they are going to take their final timeout as well. As they weren't really too sure of the decision, and then at the last second, we're trying to hurry up to the line to kick this one. Instead, they're going to afford themselves a little more time by taking their final timeout of the half. So Hughson will have 1 remaining if they want to ice the kicker potentially. Again, 3 seconds remaining in the first half. with St. Vincent leading Hughson 21-7. A chance to make it a 3-score game if they can knock in a field goal, take that 3-score lead into the locker room. And they'll get the ball back to start the second half. So things working according to plan for Coach Trent Herzog and the St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs.
Yeah, Chulu on the season, 64 of 78, 80% coming in the night on extra points, but 0 of 2 from field goal opportunities. So we'll see here if he can punch it in and extend the lead for the Mustangs.
A little longer than an extra point. As Chelu's going to attempt, it's going to be a 30-yard field goal. Snap brought down. Chelu got a hold of it, but hooked it to the left, and he missed that one as it goes wide for the final play of the first half. And that'll do it in the first half of the Division IV AA NorCal Bowl game. The road team, the St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs, striking early and striking often against the Hughson Huskies. They lead this one 21-7 as we head to the halftime break on the NFHS Network. We'll be back with the second half of the Division 4A AA NorCal Bowl game on the NFHS Network right after this halftime break.
I would encourage people to take college classes while they're still in high school because most dual enrollment classes are free.
Get a head start at a California community college. With dual enrollment, earn college credits while you're still in high school.
Dual enrollment is such an important thing and lifesaver.
If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Check with your high school or community college counselor today. Save money and earn your college degree faster.
There's a lot of things in this world that will get in your way, but there's nothing that you cannot do.
Enroll now at icangotocollege.com.
I would encourage people to take college classes while they're still in high school because most dual enrollment classes are free.
Get a head start at a California community college. With dual enrollment, earn college credits while you're still in high school.
Dual enrollment is such an important thing and lifesaver.
If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Check with your high school or community college counselor today. Save money and earn your college degree faster.
There's a lot of things in this world that will get in your way, but there's nothing that you cannot do.
Enroll now at icangotocollege.com.
I would encourage people to take college classes while they're still in high school because most dual enrollment classes are free.
Get a head start at a California community college. With dual enrollment, earn college credits while you're still in high school.
Dual enrollment is such an important thing and lifesaver.
If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Check with your high school or community college counselor today. Save money and earn your college degree faster.
There's a lot of things in this world that will get in your way, but there's nothing that you cannot do.
Enroll now at icangotocollege.com.
Welcome back to CIF's coverage of the Division IV AA NorCal Bowl game on the NFHS Network. Alongside my color commentator, Jeremy Hurtado, I am Mario Ramos. As we get ready to start the second half of play between the St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs, who are visiting the Hughson Huskies in a game that's seen the road team come out early and land the first punch. They scored on their first play from scrimmage, a 62-yard touchdown pass from Gabe Casanovas to Joseph Edward Phillips to the house on their first play from scrimmage. And they scored later in the second quarter on a 1-yard touchdown run from Mason Cataregli to make it 14-0 following the 2-point conversion. And then you had a touchdown from Hughson from Robert McDaniel to Max Menkins, make it a 14-7 ball game before we saw St. Vincent get on the board one more time, a 26-yard touchdown pass from Casanovas, this time over to Jack Ellis, who had himself quite a half on offense, defense, even on special teams. Ellis was out there making plays. As these two teams, again, in the Division IV AA NorCal Bowl game, trying to advance to the state championship game next Friday night. And they will take on the winner of Highland and Coalinga, those two squads in the SoCal Division IV AA Bowl game. And they're tied up in a 14-14 ball game. Here we got a 14-point lead for St. Vincent De Paul, who, Jeremy, like you mentioned, came out and took it to these Hughson Huskies right from the get-go.
Yeah, they did. And now the big question is, can A, Hughson respond on defense to start the second half, and then B, what is the health of Robert McDaniel? He got carted off to the locker room at halftime. Late arrival back to the field, carted back onto the field. Did watch him warm up a little bit. He seemed like he was throwing the football. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if Hughson does some kind of onside kick here to start the second half, trying to steal possession. We'll see. Hope they shift out of it, so hope it is.
And they chip it up, and an onside is Sumter leaps up, and he makes the catch, and the flag comes down as Sumter, let's see where he caught that one.
It's not going to
looked
count.
Well past 10 yards, but again, the flag came out.
Fair catch. You have to give the guy the opportunity to catch the football then. And he went up and took it away from him, so it's going to be dead ball right there, and it's going to be St. Vincent De Paul's ball. Great job on special teams being aware and knowing the rule change that happened a couple years ago.
Heads up play on special teams from St. Vincent De Paul. They're going to get possession on this one. Like you mentioned, you were tipped off to that one, the onside kick attempt for Hughson. That one maybe a little too much hang time allowed the Mustangs to call for a fair catch. Sumter using that vertical leap to go up above the receiver there for the Mustangs. But like you mentioned, with that fair catch called, they have to give him the opportunity to make the play. Hughson not able to do so, and not only does St. Vincent get the football, but they're going to get it in Husky territory.
15-yard penalty to boot, so. Hey, but you know what? I love the call by the Huskies, right? You got to try and do something to steal possession. You come out, you try to execute, just didn't make it happen, and now your defense has to respond.
And for the third time in this ball game, the Mustangs will start in Husky territory as they take over at the 43-yard line on the Hughson side. And leading by 2 scores. They come out and they try to go to Nickens. And Nickens had a one-on-one coverage, but that one well overthrown for the receiver, who's looking back at the sideline. Not sure if he's got an issue with his helmet or what the case is. But
great coverage there by the DV for the Huskies there. It was just a straight go route, vert, however you want to call it, outside release, MOR, and there was one-on-one coverage. The ball was overthrown. So that's 1 to the Huskies. Now you got to make 4 of them to get them off the field, because I don't see the Mustangs punting here from this field position.
Following the incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10 for St. Vincent. Huskies with 3 down linemen. You got Edwards Phillips in the fly sweep action. They fake it to him. Casanovas keeps it himself. Tosses the defender out of the way. Now brought down inside the 30. What a run there from Casanovas. He's got 1st down yardage.
And we got a flag on the play again, and helmet off. Casanova's helmet got ripped off, so we'll see if that gets tacked on as well, or if he has to come out. Looks like nope, he just has to come out, so no flag, excuse me.
Yeah. No flag on the play, but Casanovas will come out for at least a snap. It's going to be Stolarczyk coming in off the sideline to replace him. We'll see who's going to take this snap from, I would assume, shotgun for the Mustangs. It's going to be Chelu standing back there with Cataregli to his left. H-back in the formation. They give it to Cataregli, follows that H-back, and bounces off of him and able to still go forward. Escape the grasp of Colt Foss. And he is finally brought down by Nick Wiggs. He also had Daniel Sotelo in on the tackle for the Huskies. And here comes Casanovas, taking that one play off, junior quarterback. We mentioned he's got an offer from Nevada, California, USC, Arizona State, showing interest. Just had an official visit late October over to Berkeley. Bears not too far from Petaluma. He's going to give it to Cataregli. Cataregli right up the middle, a lot of space, daylight, end zone, touchdown, Mustangs. Second rushing touchdown from Cataregli, this one from 24 yards away. A couple shifty cuts and then a whole lot of green grass in front of him. He knows what to do with that. He takes it in for pay dirt. Second rushing touchdown of the game, and draws are dropped here on the Hughson sideline as the Huskies trail 27-7.
Yeah, and that was just a great job of getting through the hole, and then there was nobody left for the running back to beat to the end zone. Right now, Huskies shocked.
Mason Cataregli out there to hold this one after running in his second touchdown. Line gets set. Chelu out for the extra point. And this one again hooking left, but able to squeeze it in the upright. That one is that extra point is good to make it 28-7. Mustangs take the opening drive. They go 1:28 and get a 24-yard touchdown run from Mason Cataregli to make it 28-7. Back on the NFHS Network, I'm Mario Ramos alongside Jeremy Hurtado. Mason Cataregli with his second rushing touchdown of the ball game. First one was from 1 yard away, this one from 24 yards. As he gives his squad a 21-point lead. The St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs trying to go back-to-back state championships. They won last year. And they're about 22 minutes away from getting to another state championship as they again chip it out to Switzer. The backup quarterback for Hughson couldn't field it cleanly initially. They were able to pick it up. Has it near the 30-yard line. It's going to be about, see where they spot a yard or two shy. And about the 28 for Hughson. Let's call it the 29 as the Huskies will have it 10-27 here in the third quarter. And Jeremy, when you talked about them having the back against the wall, it's even more so now, down 3 scores.
Yeah, and let's see how they come out, and is McDaniel able to move around? That's the big question.
He's under center to start. Takes the first snap and gives it over to Eli Wilbanks. Good blocking on the left side. Wilbanks got a first down. Wilbanks out near midfield and still on his feet. Now going to be brought down. They stop the forward progress of the Hughson running back after 21 yards. Good pickup for Wilbanks, and if McDaniels is not going to be able to be as mobile, being able to rely on that ground game is going to be huge for the Huskies.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could just turn around and hand the ball off, and then you got to tell your offensive line, hey, your quarterback's banged up. If we're going to come back and win this, you guys got to make some holes and move some guys, and let's see if Hughson can respond.
First down again, they give it to Wilbanks. Nice patience, and then finds another hole. Trying to use his receiver as a blocker out there. Good job by Avalos not to hang on too long and draw a holding call. Able to let go and allow Wilbanks to pick up another first down. That one on the ground. Gain of about 12 yards for Wilbanks. He's got back-to-back first downs on the ground. I mentioned McDaniel a little banged up. A few minutes into the second quarter, had a 33-yard run along the sideline. Took a late hit. He gives it over to Wilbanks again. finding something working on that left side. Takes it out to the 25. But that hit that McDaniel took along the sideline also drew a personal foul penalty, and like you mentioned, hasn't quite been right since.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate part, is it, like I said, you never want to see someone in a championship game or a Northern Section championship game to just get hit on a play outside the lines, and unfortunately that's what happened to McDaniel. So
Wilbanks picked up first downs on his first 2 carries, picked up 7 on the last one, and this one he's got first down yardage, takes it out to the 21, 1st and 10 for Hughson. So not bad, 4 carries, 3 first downs for Eli Wilbanks, the junior running back.
no, absolutely, and just putting it behind the offensive line right now, saying you guys got to go move these guys on defense and get me some room to run the football. Now, wouldn't be shocked to see some kind of play pass coming quickly here by the Huskies.
Instead, they're going to keep running along that left side. You got offensive tackle Carlos Guizar, Travis Harkrader leading the way for the Huskies. That one maybe not as successful as the last few plays, but still positive yards, a gain of 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8. You got a Mustang slow to get up. Down at the bottom of the pile, C.J. Perez. Dust himself off. Get back up for another down.
And we talked about it before. Hughson not in a position that they're unfamiliar with. They've had to come back a couple times this year. So we'll see if they can pull that off here and make this a game going into the 4th quarter.
Back against Escalon in the regular season against Ripon Christian. And McDaniel, 5-step drop looking for Sumter. This one a little underthrown on the coverage. Chelu. It's him and Sumter one-on-one on the right side, and Sumter, it looked like he might have had good position. That one just a little underthrown. Sumter unable to make a play on that one. Had to play a little more DB on that one as opposed to receiver.
Yeah, and right now if you're Houston, you're in 2-down territory, so you don't have to try and go for the chunk play. You can go, 3 receivers and run your levels concept if that's what you want to do. We'll see what Coach King decides to run here on 3rd down.
Mustangs showing pressure, and here they come on 3rd and 8. They break through, and McDaniels has to get rid of it quickly. He's looking downfield for a flag. Sumter also got his palms up in the air, thought there was some contact downfield. Nothing doing, falls incomplete, brings up 4th down and 8. St. Vincent bringing some pressure up the middle, bring more than they can block, and that's what they did on that one, forcing McDaniel to get rid of it a little quicker than maybe he wanted to. It's going to bring up a big 4th down and 8. It's Hughson trying to salvage this drive. They just surrendered an opening drive touchdown to the Mustangs, looking to answer on their first possession of the 2nd half. McDaniel looking for his brother Bryce. Nothing there. He's trying to get out of the pocket, and he's chopped down. You got Rooks and Perez combining on the stop of the quarterback. They bring him down with a big 4th down sack.
Yeah, that's a big stop there before the Mustangs. And, again, it didn't look like McDaniels was able to move around real well as he gets up again limping. That's the situation in the past, especially last week when Bryce McDaniels came up big each time the Huskies needed to play in the 2nd half. He was the receiver that seemed like it went to it and made it. And, obviously, St. Vincent De Paul watched the film from last week and said, hey, we know that's where you want to go. We're going to make somebody else beat us.
Yeah, it looked like he was looking on that side. He also had Mankins out there and then had to turn and go to the right, tried to escape the pocket. Brought down by Perez and Rooks for the sack. They combined to bring down the quarterback. 7:21 as the Mustangs will take over at the 22-yard line. They give it to Edwards Phillips, 1st down, and a whole lot of space. He got the sideline, got a block, out past midfield, still moving. Rumbling inside the 35-yard line to the 31. And we got a flag way back in the backfield. And again, looks like it's going to be coming back on a block from the Mustangs. Got a hold. Here's the calls. That wipes out another big play from St. Vincent De Paul.
2nd time to Phillips on the jet sweep. And that's one of those things that if you're Phillips, you're like, come on, man, I ran 3 of them. Yeah. I've got almost 180 yards on the 3 carries, but I've only got 22 yards in the stat book. You guys are killing me.
Phillips, who scored the first touchdown of the game, had a couple big plays on the ground. The first touchdown was a passing play. He caught a screen and took it to the house, much like he nearly did on that one. But again, he got a hold to open up some space along the sideline for Joseph Edwards Phillips. So bring him back 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 from the 17-yard line. And stacked receivers on both sides of the formation. They give it to Cataregli. Cataregli in the clear. Cataregli still on his feet. Spins out of a tackle. As they try to chop it down to Segueda from behind, seeing if he could knock out the football. But Cataregli able to take it past midfield and hang on to it. Another big run on the ground for the St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs.
And Cataregli says, "It's okay, Phillips. I'll take care of it. I'll get all those yards on my record for me." As he just takes it up the middle, makes a guy miss, and then breaks a tackle and goes for another 35 yards into Husky territory. So, yeah, he's looking over Phillips going, "Hey, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that."
And this is demoralizing stuff here for the Huskies, right? You give up a big play on the ground a little while ago. You get a little assistance with the penalty call, but then right back at it. They pick up another big chunk on the ground. And on a gain of 37 yards for Cataregli, and he's got another big chunk here. He's got another first down gain. This one to the 31-yard line to pick up a 15.
Yeah, it's chunks right now. I mean, that was one that was called back that was 40, 35, something like that. Then Cataregli goes, "Okay, I'm going to pick up 37, then 15." I mean, this is danger time if you're Hughson.
52 yards on 2 rushing attempts for Mason Cataregli. Again, coming in big-time chunks is exactly what the doctor ordered for St. Vincent De Paul, picking up first downs and keeping the clock moving here in the second half. 5:20 to play in the third quarter. First down and 10 from the 31. Moving up front, Hughson able to stay back and pull it out of the belly of Cataregli, and Casanovas nearly spun out of a lot of trouble. There in the backfield, he was lucky enough to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Valente Sordia actually picked up about a yard. Sordia able to bring him down, junior outside linebacker for the Hughson Huskies making the tackle.
And again, this is where you have to just kind of put the brakes on things if you're Hughson. You got to stop them here. You know it's going to be 4-down territory. But if you're going to have any chance to come back here, 4:40 counting, that's another thing is, I mean, we've already got 3.5 minutes off the clock on this drive, and they've only ran 4 plays because of the penalties. I mean, then
yes. Jack Ellis at the bottom of your screen. Ty Nickens up at the top. Chelu slot to the left side as they run it that way with Edwards Phillips. Trying to turn the corner. A nice play made by Osagueda. Sebastian Osagueda, the outside linebacker, able to track down the ball carrier and make a nice open field tackle.
Yeah, held him to a gain of 1, and that was a great job, you said, by Osagueda.
Segueda?
Yeah, Gueda. He came up from his DB position, held the edge at that time, forced the running back to just keep going wide. All of a sudden, the sideline was there, nowhere for him to go. So now 3rd and 9. 8.5, we'll call it. Can you make the play here on 3rd down to get your defense in a situation to get off the field?
I think this is 2-down territory for the Mustangs.
Absolutely.
3-by-1 receiver set on 3rd and 8. A little confusion out on the boundary, and now they're going to motion on the other side as we got 2 guys in motion. And it's going to draw a penalty. Legal procedure against St. Vincent De Paul, so makes 3rd and 8, 3rd and 15. Again, that just didn't look right from the start. Brody Breen, the receiver at the top, was like, "Am I going? You going? Who's going?" One of us is going. And they both went at the same time. And
well, you know, hey, that's legal in, you know, some places. Not here, but some places. But what it does is it resets the clock again, and it keeps rolling.
The clock keeps moving.
And like we said, I mean, this has been a pretty effective drive regardless of the outcome for, and again, we got confusion. Who was supposed to be where? Guys flying around.
And Brains and Phillips going to switch sides of the field. Play clock winding down.
Jet sweep this way.
And they are going to give it to Edwards Phillips. Try the sweep to the right side. Wanted to cut it back. No doing so. Tello comes in to hold them up and allows his teammate Carlos Guizar to come in and clean it up. They combine to make a tackle. It's going to be 4th and 12, and quickly to the line here, St. Vincent De Paul. They're going to snap
Sweeper.
it. And this time, this is a throw. Cataregli. This one is complete. Pass caught out there, and that is, I believe that is Gabe Casanova as the quarterback.
It is.
Cataregli.
Little trick play there. What you do is you run that jet sweep. Your quarterback goes to the sideline. Looks like he's talking to the coach. Everybody gets back on the line of scrimmage. There's no huddle, so you don't have to be back within the hashes. He sits there. He looks at the quarterback, and the coach goes, go. And then he runs downfield, throw it out to him. And again, first down, Petaluma, or St. Vincent De Paul, rather. So everything going right now for the Mustangs.
Well, they're playing for the folks out there in Petaluma, representing again St. Vincent De Paul. Mustangs. A nice play. You call that on 3rd down, right? Knowing what you're going to do on 4th down.
Well, yeah, it's set up. You don't even.
Yeah.
It's 2-play call basically.
And here's a carry. Edwards Phillips on a sweep. And he stood up and wrapped up. Tackle made by Soria. Edwards Phillips, the nice gain. Pick up about 5 yards. 2nd down, St. Vincent.
And you know, I look like I know what I'm doing, but I learned that from Coach Woods up at Summerville High School. When we played, we ran that all the time. About two times a year we run that and break it out. So shout out to Coach Woods playing tomorrow in a section or a NorCal Bowl State Championship with Coach Levros and the rest of the Bears.
Cataregli backing his way near the goal line. Did they spin him in? He's going to be down at the 1. Nearly got in from the 15-yard line. A 14-yard gain take him right on the doorstep of the end zone once again. He was sniffing his 3rd touchdown. Almost had it, bouncing off defenders, got spun around, and almost backed his way into the end zone. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Clock had 1:11 on there. You had Aces Wild up there as they quickly come up with a bunch formation, a bunch of blockers for Cataregli, and he is stuck right at the goal line. He's not going to get in. Big shot made by, I believe that was Colt Foss.
Yeah, but if you're St. Vincent, you're all right with that. Hey, let some more time run off the clock. Tick, tick, tick. Yeah, that clock's your friend right now. You're 12 and a half minutes or so away from getting out of here and going to Long Beach City College December 13th to play the winner of the Highlands Coalinga game, which is a shootout, 21-all.
Under 30 seconds. This could be the final play of the 3rd quarter unless the Mustangs could get into the end zone. Cataregli bounces off one tackle, taking defenders into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Vincent. 3rd rushing touchdown of the game for Mason Cataregli. A battery ram as he bounces off some Huskies and dragging them into the end zone for a 2nd short yardage touchdown. It's all St. Vincent De Paul, 34-7.
Yeah, wow. And again, that's just leg drive, offensive line, want to right there by the Mustangs. And I believe that's the 25th. I think he scored twice today so far.
3 times.
Oh, 3 times, 26 touchdowns on the season for Mason.
A pair of 1-yard rushing touchdowns and also got a 24-yard rushing touchdown as Chelu tacks on the extra point. 35-7, St. Vincent De Paul leading Hughson in the Division IV AA NorCal Bowl game. Mason Cataregli woke up feeling dangerous today. 3 rushing touchdowns, a pair of 1-yard touchdowns, and a 24-yard rushing touchdown. His squad well in control, 35-7 with 18 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter in the Division IV AA NorCal Bowl game. Winner of this one to take on Highland or Coalinga. Right now they are currently tied at 21-all in the SoCal Bowl game. As Jeremy mentioned, next week they'll be taking on or they'll be having the state championship game out at Long Beach City College for Division IV AA. A team from Petaluma, St. Vincent De Paul, going to make sure they get themselves out there, and they got themselves a 28-point lead. Another little chip kick out on the boundary to Isaac Garcia. Garcia, backup running back, had himself a pretty good ball game in the section playoff game a couple of weeks ago. Able to take that one out past the 35 to the 36. That's where Hughson will have it. 1st and 10. 11 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Robert McDaniel in the shotgun with 4 wide receivers. Gonna give this one to Eli Wilbanks. Wilbanks brought down by Rooks. Good job by Rooks on that backside, pursuing the ball carrier. Able to come out with the tackle after a gain of 2, and that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. A third quarter that has seen St. Vincent De Paul add to their lead. 14 unanswered points here in the third quarter as they take a 28-point lead to the final frame. It's the Division IV AA NorCal Bowl game on the NFHS Network. The Mustangs leading the Huskies 35-7.
I would encourage people to take college classes while they're still in high school because most dual enrollment classes are free.
Get a head start at a California community college. With dual enrollment, earn college credits while you're still in high school.
Dual enrollment is such an important thing and lifesaver.
If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Check with your high school or community college counselor today. Save money and earn your college degree faster.
There's a lot of things in this world that will get in your way, but there's nothing that you cannot do.
Enroll now at icangotocollege.com.
Start of the fourth quarter between the Hughson Huskies, St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs. McDaniel looking for Bryce, and that one is picked off. Chelu with the interception. Chelu with some blockers. Chelu takes that one inside the 35. As the St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs with another interception. There is a flag on the play. It's in the backfield. We'll see if it's post-interception. It appears to be the case as McDaniel and company head into the sideline. St. Vincent De Paul also heading to theirs is McDaniel trying to force that one into a tight window, and Chelo, the safety, able to close that window shut.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's just one of those things where you're down by 4 scores, you're trying to force it to your number 1 receiver, and unfortunately for Hughson, the Mustangs knew that, have the coverage, make the play, and now let's see what gets tacked on which way after the interception.
Take a look at official Marcel Avila. We got a hold on the return. Again, the interception will stand. We got a low. It's not a block, right? But we got to try to evade a block by going low on a blocker.
So what it is it's going to be a post. They offset each other. The Mustangs get the football. Okay, maybe not.
You're going to take it back to where they intercepted.
Happened. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. And then I was like, wait a minute, maybe not. But, yeah, exactly. Where the interception happened, where the change of possession happened. So it's going to be 1st and 10. Mustangs at the Hughson 46-yard line after they adjusted it one more time. Regardless, 11:52 left. Mustangs have the ball.
And we saw St. Vincent De Paul work the clock on their last drive. And they did this in the section championship game as well against Sonoma Valley. They started the second half with a 8-minute drive to kind of drain the clock, and we'd like to do so here to start this fourth quarter as the ball pops out from Ellis, but it looks like they're going to say either St. Vincent De Paul recovered it or that he was ruled down.
Yeah, I think it was actually recovery out there by the slot receiver who was blocking. I think that's Phillips. It's hard to tell across the field with all the... Nope, it was actually number 3, Ellis, who came back with the football. So
they're actually going to gain a yard on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Ellis down at the bottom of your screen. with Phillips stacked behind him. You got stacked receivers at the top of the formation as well. Casanova is going to give it to Cataregli. Cataregli, a couple cuts. Defenders go by the wayside, bounces off the safety into the secondary, and Cataregli rumbling inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, and a good job there. They run that stack formation, and all you're looking to do there is just spread things out. You get 4 defenders out of the box. You look at the numbers and say, yep, we're going to run it right down the middle. And then we got a safety that's banged up as well for the Huskies.
Malachi Sumter, the senior safety for Hughson, being tended to by the medical staff as Cataregli again able to burst through the line and get into the second level. He is taken over here in the second half, and a couple rushing touchdowns. 3 rushing touchdowns for Cataregli, 1 here in the second half for the Mustangs. As Sumter again going to head down to the sideline with the training staff. Looks like, I don't want to speculate, but he seems to be favoring that right shoulder area. And we've seen them come out in that formation where they got the stacked receivers on both sides, and typically he's been a handoff to Cataregli. He's been able to have a lot of room out there to operate. This time a slow option play. Casanova keeps it himself, bouncing, spins, still on his feet. Near first down yardage. It's going to be really close depending on the spot. Either it's going to be first and goal or second and really short for the Mustangs.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's just that read option. He has the chance to hand it to the back going wide. The last second he pulled it. Good job there, just spinning around and keeping the legs moving, getting positive yardage by Casanovas.
Clock hits 10 minutes. Now under it's rolling. Following the first down, or the run, excuse me, on first down from Casanovas. It's up second and short as he's under center. Now looking over the sideline, getting an adjustment on the play call. Takes the snap, gives this one to Cataregli. Cataregli following his blockers into the end zone for touchdown number 4.
Wow.
Mason Cataregli with another rushing touchdown. This one from 4 yards away. He's got his 4th rushing touchdown, and St. Vincent De Paul getting ready to take that trip to Long Beach.
Yeah, absolutely. That 4 p.m. Friday afternoon kickoff, Long Beach City College, getting closer and closer. Pretty sure you guys can pack your bags and make your hotel reservations.
Tyler Chelu out for another extra point. And this one is up and in as Cataregli again dominating the second half of play, finding the end zone one more time. 4th rushing touchdown of the evening for him. The Mustangs lead the Huskies 42-7. As the clock will continue to roll. We got a running clock situation here in the Division 4 AA NorCal Bowl game. Welcome back to Hughson, California, where Mason Cataregli has made himself at home, especially in the end zone. Been there 4 times this evening. His latest from 4 yards out of Hughson muffs the kickoff, and they fall on top of it at about the 36-yard line. Not the effort that the home team and the home crowd was looking for today from the Hughson Huskies, who are 13-0 coming into the ball game. And tonight just hasn't gone the way of the black and yellow.
No, absolutely. And sometimes this happens. I mean, you run into teams that just got everything clicking. You don't necessarily have things going for you early, and it becomes a long night. And it's unfortunate that it happens in your last game for some of these seniors who might never play football, but At the end of it, you got to look back. Okay, 13-1, you went section championship. You lost the NorCal bowl game. You know, at the banquet, everything is going to be happy and positive, but not for a couple days.
Or McDaniel sidestepping the defender and a little sidearm pass to Lawson Aviles, compete out across midfield, out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Pickup of 18 yards. First down for Hughson as the clock will run even though he got out of bounds. You know, we got a running clock situation with the score 42-7. It's under 7.5 minutes and running. As Hughson back on it, 1st and 10 from the 46. McDaniel a whole lot of time looking to take a shot. 3 men down there with Aviles, and he can't get it. It got over the defense, but he had to kind of adjust and contort his body to come back and try to make the attempt, and unable to haul it in. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, that was a heck of a throw, though. McDaniel's on the right hash, throws it all the way down inside the 10-yard line on the left hash. And, I mean, that's
arm talent right there, yeah.
And you got a penalty to boot against the Mustangs. So we're going to march that off. But, yeah, I mean, that's impressive with a bum ankle, you know. I mean, or we were assuming an ankle injury, right? Ankle, knee, some kind of lower body injury by McDaniel. Let's say that hockey-wise. But, yeah, I mean, that's a heck of a throw. And you can tell you why you're going to UCLA.
So 5-yard penalty makes it 1st and 5. Will Banks 1st down, lowers his shoulder. Tackle made by Mason Cataregli as the 2 running backs meet in the hole. Will Banks able to fall forward for a 1st down, gets it to the 34-yard line. Daniel, quick snap and with a big shot. Pass complete from Lincoln, or caught by Lincoln Souza. But he took an absolute hit there by George Chapin. Yeah, no, that was Edwards Phillips, excuse me, who came up and popped him right in the chest.
Phillips had a game offensively and defensively, like you said. He's special teams too.
And 2nd down, 2nd and 6. McDaniel, scramble drill, gets it out to his receiver, but it's behind the intended target, Jamison Davis. Davis trying to find a little open spot, sit down for his quarterback, and the pass again just a little bit behind him.
Yeah, and you got an injured Husky out there. That's still number 5. I think it's Souza.
Yeah.
So that will stop the clock here with 5:28 left to go.
Yeah, Souza had his head turned trying to make that catch, and before he knew it, number 6 was sticking his helmet right into his chest.
Yeah.
Big shot from St. Vincent De Paul. Again, champions of the Redwood Empire League, champions of the North Coast Section, Division 7. A team that's really kind of had blowout victories all throughout the season. All their games that they've won have been by double figures. The closest margin of victory they had was 11 points. Hughson, give it to Wilbanks. Wilbanks into the secondary. Wilbanks down inside the 10-yard line when they bring him down. He takes it to about the 8. It'll be 1st and goal. Clock stopped momentarily. I'm not sure why it stopped. Started back up again. 5:15.
Oops, 1st down. Oops, stop the clock.
Wilbanks taking it up the middle. He's number 21. He got stopped by the other number 21, Brian Martin Martinez, senior linebacker, making the tackle after a gain of about 2. 2nd and goal from the 7.
Yeah, you talk about St. Vincent De Paul. Their only loss this year was week 2 against Truckee. And that place, if you go up there to play Truckee and you have to play up there, that's one of the hardest places to play.
Wilbanks on a swing pass. Gets this one inside the 5, right on the doorstep of the goal line. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1. They come up on 4.5 remaining in the ball game. Hughson trying to get themselves another touchdown on the scoreboard, and it'll be Wilbanks just waltzing into the end zone. Line getting a good push, and Wilbanks able to step in for the rushing touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown run from Eli Wilbanks. Makes it 42-13. It's all cosmetic at this point.
Yeah, but it's one of those things you feel good about. Hey, we went out there, we did our job, the last drive. Maybe like I said, last drive for some of these guys are going to put on the black and yellow and be on this field. It's a chance for them to remember something positive of the last game. So, I mean, it's one of those you're going to look at the scoreboard at 42-14. Those hurt. in the playoffs, but the positives you can take away, and especially for the young underclassmen doing something positive, putting points on the board, remembering, hey, that's what it felt like to come out here and lose, or come back and all off season you hear about it.
The extra point from Pacheco gonna have to be redone as we had a pre-snap penalty. Mustangs lined up across the neutral zone. Pacheco will get another extra point attempt. Yeah, you mentioned this senior class for Hughson, well decorated. About 3 straight section championships as Pacheco able to knock this one through. 42-14 as the clock will keep running. 3:15 and moving. You talk about the 4-star quarterback, of course, Robert McDaniel. A guy like Max Menkins, Air Force Academy commit, getting a lot of the headlines. Malachi Sumter, again, another senior who's had a productive career. Cesar Ramos, another one for the Hughson Huskies. Talk about guys along the line. Travis Hardbreaker, Carlos Guizar. Again, these are guys that are well decorated, won a state championship in 2022. In 2023, the Mustangs got themselves one, and here in 2024, they're going to get themselves an opportunity to go back-to-back as they are well in control. Here leading Hughson 42-14. Coalinga in control, not so comfortably. It's 24-21 in that ball game as the Horned Toads of Coalinga leading the Bulldogs of Highland in the SoCal 4AA ball game.
One of the best mascot names in high school football right there.
And the Horned Toads.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff right there. 3:16. They did stop the clock for a second.
They stopped it a couple times. I'm not sure why, but we'll go ahead and put 3:16 on the clock.
Onside kick attempt. That one picked up by Chappett. And Chappett took a shot on that one as he went down to the turf to field that one. Able to shake it off as he heads over to the sideline. 3:07 and running now on the scoreboard. I can't keep.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're. I don't know if they've had a lot of running clocks, so it's maybe one of those things they just aren't sure of how things roll.
St. Vincent will have it at the 49 and just try to take away the final seconds of this clock and move themselves on to the state 4AA championship game next Friday. And again, that one will be at 4 p.m. at Long Beach City College right here on the NFHS network. Casanova's on first down, kind of regularly standing to his left. Bunch formation. And they hand it off. Actually, it's not Cataregli. Give that to Stevenson. Stevenson across midfield, pick up of a couple yards. And more importantly, that clock keeps running. We got 2:15 remaining on the scoreboard. Coach Trent Herzog trying to get himself back-to-back state championships with the St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs. Get yourself a signal caller. Junior signal caller out here in Casanovas that definitely has turned some heads this season as he's puts it in the belly of Stevenson, who slipped trying to make a cut. Fell down right around near midfield. Take it back to that line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 8. And Casanova's having himself quite a year. You mentioned, Jeremy, you saw him this summer in some of those 7-on-7 passing leagues.
Yeah, we did. We
got
saw
some
him up at UC
momentum
Davis.
heading into those this season, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely got an opportunity to really show out this summer as well. We'll have some more tape to put out there, a state championship tape as well, as the Mustangs well on their way to Long Beach City. Gives it to Stevenson, right side. Stevenson near first down yardage. Going to be dependent on the spot. I think it's going to bring up a 4th and short call that Coach Herzog may not have to go for. We'll see. Clock's at 35 seconds now.
No, he shouldn't have to do anything.
Yeah, looks like that's going to be the final snap of the game as the Mustangs. You can see the body language out there. They can sense it. They're feeling it.
The clock stopped for some reason. There we go. It's rolling again.
Clock rolling with 12 seconds, and it doesn't look like the Mustangs are going to have to run another play. That's going to do it as Herzog and Casanovas embrace each other. The whole team coming together on head coach Trent Herzog, who gets the Gatorade showers here on a chilly night. Get that guy a blanket. My goodness.
Hey, you know what, those don't feel that bad when you win, right? And now, give him about 20 minutes, and he's still out here doing interviews and pictures and this and that. And he's going to start saying, okay, let's go back to the locker room so I can change.
As the clock hits zeros, the St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs are the Division 4A NorCal champions. They pick up a resounding 42-14 victory over the Hughson Huskies, and they would advance to next week's state championship football game against either Highland or Coalinga, still battling it out in the Southern Division 4 AA bowl game. But here it's all over as the St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs came out early and got the wire-to-wire victory over the Hughson Huskies. Out on the road here at Husky Memorial Stadium, the Mustangs Road Warriors coming out and moving on to the state championship.
Yeah, and it really was a great game, like you said. But, first play offensively, the Mustangs come out and do their thing, and then they get to come out and celebrate, which, you work all off-season and summer to get to this situation, and you got one more week left.
1 week left for the St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs, who are jumping around, embracing each other, celebrating their victory in the Division 4 AA NorCal Bowl game, a chance to go back to play for another state championship, having won one last year. Coach Trent Herzog making the long, arduous journey back to the state title game. They'll take on either Highland or Coalinga.
Highland just put it in the end zone, so 27-24. Highland up.
Again, that game will be next Friday at Long Beach City College, 4 p.m. as these two teams are getting close to getting to midfield. We're going to have a awards presentation. Phenomenal season for both these squads. Again, you're playing in the NorCal Bowl game. You're going to be playing someone who definitely earned the right to be here in two game teams. As there you see Coach Sean King of the Hughson Huskies in the runner-up plaque in the NorCal Bowl game, as the championship plaque will go to Coach Trent Herzog. Picks up the trophy and shows it off to his team. The St. Vincent De Paul Mustangs who pick up a hard-earned 42-14 victory. Mason Cadregley, he carried the squad. He's probably going to carry him back to Petaluma the way he's been working out here. He's a workhorse for the Mustangs. 4 rushing touchdowns on the ball game, a 24-yarder, a 4-yarder, and 2 one-yard touchdowns for the junior running back, and he gets his squad into the state championship game. Jeremy, as we wrap this up, any final thoughts as the Mustangs out there getting the congratulations pictures and showing up the banner, showing up the plaque, and Hughson on the other side?
Yeah,
and
it
going
really
the other way, right?
Yeah, it really shows. I mean, you got the both sides of it. The Mustangs, hey, they're ecstatic they get the play of the week. We've talked about that. On the other side, the Huskies, that it comes to an end here, and it's a finality of it, and you can see players just kind of just spent and checked out, and it's one of those things where it's unfortunate. Coach King has done a great job here of building this program and making it 3 straight section championships.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect them to be in the TVL hunt again next year because it's Hughson. That's the way it works. So you just go back to work and you take the Christmas break, and January you're back in the weight room if you're an underclassman, and it starts all over again, and that's the way it works.
Yeah, seeing a lot of hugs out there on the Hughson side as well. Some of these senior guys trying to take in this moment, soak it all in, as Coalinga has just jumped ahead of Highland. So again, St. Vincent De Paul, not necessarily sure who they're going to be playing, but they know they're making the trip down to Long Beach.
All that matters right now is they're going home, and they're going to be practicing on Monday, and and getting ready to play in a state championship
It'll be
game,
like the
right?
election results. Let me know what happens tomorrow.
Yep.
All right.
The kids are going to be like, hey, we don't care who we play. The coaches, on the other hand, they're on the bus ride home. They're going to be checking out, like, how can I get film on this and that?
Exactly. I'm sure Coach Herzog and his staff will have some of this broken down before they get back to Petaluma for sure.
So.
But it'll be a nice drive back to Petaluma, 131 miles, the journey from Hughson High School to St. Vincent de Paul, and they'll be celebrating all along the way as the Mustangs pick up the victory in the Division IV AA NorCal Bowl game, 42-14. They defeat Hughson here at Husky Memorial Stadium in front of their home crowd to move on to the state championship game tomorrow, 4 p.m. at Long Beach City College against either Highland or Coalinga right here on the NFHS network. That's going to do it for us this evening. For our executive producer and our executive director, Matthew Bassett, our producer and color commentator, Jeremy Hurtado, cameraman Micah Ramos, I myself and Mario Ramos saying thank you for watching this presentation of high school football on the NFHS network. The Division IV AA NorCal Bowl game goes to the St. Vincent de Paul Mustangs as they pick up the 42-14 victory over the Hughson Huskies. Have a great night.